All right, we're talking relationships. What does everyone look for in a relationship? And has that criteria changed over the years? Greg, what are you looking for?
Just someone who really loves making me happy, and I really love making them happy. I know it seems so rudimentary, but really, it's what we all want. We all want to be happy in the biggest sense. So someone who's there to just, when you wake up in the morning and they're making coffee already, and instead of saying what do you want in it or what mug do you want in, it's already in your favorite mug and it's already made the way you want. And that comes with finding someone who's like-minded, someone that's able to communicate really well. And then I think that all ties into the fact that once you get all those little pieces together, communication and the willingness to make you happy, that drive to make you happy. It's funny, when I moved here, I'm like, I am not fancy enough for the street. Like, I love it. I like birds, I like trees, and I like having green, but I'm a pretty simple guy. I don't need all this. These houses are massive, massive. I wouldn't know what to do with the house with that many rooms, right? I think I'd just run out of ideas. If you have like 3 living rooms, and this is the hockey room. This is my room full of just pillows. Maybe I'm just sour.
What kind of house do you want to live in one day? Does Greg want a family?
I want, when I have the money for it, I want a big house somewhere out in the country somewhere.
Yeah.
And I only say that because when you have money, it's because if you're out there, there's not a lot of places to go to entertain yourself. You gotta entertain yourself. So I want like a property where I could build a big outdoor rink and dirt bikes and paintball ranges and all that fun stuff. Yeah, family. My dad did a good job, I think, or at least I would hope so. And if I could pass a little bit of that on, then probably did my job.
Okay, Jen, has what you've been looking for in a relationship changed in the last couple years?
Absolutely. So that has changed completely. This past year, I did a 3-month love life experiment on myself of being proactive in my love life. And I made a big and specific goal into finding a man and being in a relationship within a 3-month period. And it started out as a joke. And it was really to get me out there and get myself into my uncomfortable and do things that I normally wouldn't do to meet people and to meet men. And what I discovered at the end of the 3 months, I hadn't attained the goal that I had set out to attain, but what I got was something more profound. And so what I got was just getting to know myself on a completely new level. And rediscovering a love of myself that I had forgotten about, and getting in the best relationship that I've ever had with myself.
Part of that self-discovery? Embracing the outdoors. What is it about nature for you, Jen?
It's a lot of things. I'm at my best when I'm like amongst trees and the lake. Just love it. Just reconnecting with myself, nature, love it. Living the life.
Do you go to the beach a lot?
Yep, every day. Yeah, every day. I love it. Yeah, I really like nature. That's why I'm moving out of Toronto. Because I've really realized that that's where I'm most creative. That's where I love to be. Yeah, it's all that good stuff.
What I'm looking for in a relationship has changed so much. In the last year, I was so set on finding someone to marry and have kids with, and I realized that was something that I think I was rushing to find because I thought it was something I was supposed to do, and I didn't realize the beauty of like the in-between. I'm finding that now, that like the in-between is such a beautiful place, because that's where things you didn't know existed, or at least were skeptical about existing, that's where you find out that those things are real. And I think what I want out of a relationship now is just like really good experiences, and whatever happens from them happens.
You know, I've gotten to a point where basically if you have a heartbeat and like one arm, you qualify. I would say, in all seriousness, women, and I can't speak for all women, but a lot of women I know, and myself included, we're sort of conflicted between this career life that we're told to pursue and to be the strong woman that, you know, maybe our mothers weren't or our grandmothers weren't, and to really go after the things people tell you not to, whether it's education or career or the sort of typical things that maybe women weren't supposed to do way back when. And then there's the, you know, the biological, something is going to expire in there if you want to have children, and you know, and then you've got culture and religion and so many different things that sort of play into your head as a woman, particularly as a single woman in your late 20s, which I am. And I'm a multifaceted human being, and I think that a lot of women our age are, because we've grown up with so many different conflicting ideologies, and we're trying to make peace with it and find a good path for ourselves. And I'd like somebody to come on that path. I'm a deep believer, there's a book called The Prophet, and one of the lines in there is, don't drink from the same glass, instead fill each other's glasses. And I'd like to find somebody to share a life, to be my partner. You know, I don't necessarily need you to complete me, and it bothers me so much when people say, oh, that's my better half, or that's my other half, or this person completes me, because you are complete. I am complete. I'd like somebody to complement my completeness and for me to complement theirs.
I don't know where to start with this one. You know, I like to describe myself as someone who has a lot of drive in every sense for my career, everything. I've been in serious relationships, I've dated casually, but no matter who it's been, I've always approached it the same way, with a few exceptions. I've consistently approached it in the sense that I'm looking for my partner. Someone I'm crazy in love with and someone who's crazy in love with me. I try not to get cynical because I've been single for a while, and I don't even view it as bad luck. I look at it as, I have I don't even think they're high standards. I have a set of standards that I will not negotiate on, and I think they're pretty normal. You know, I'm looking for simple things like, hey, let's treat each other with respect and be kind to one another and listen to each other and just be there for one another. Of course you need common interests and you need that natural spark, but I'm really not looking for complicated things. I will admit that sometimes I feel that I can't believe that I'm still single, because I like to think I'm an ideal boyfriend. Nothing makes me happier than being a provider to someone, taking care of people, doing sweet little things for people. That's kind of who I am. So it is surprising sometimes when I find myself still single, but I know we all have our own path, and I know that it hasn't happened for a reason. And for the most part, I'm pretty okay with that, and I trust the process, and you know, when I get there, so to speak.